Hello my friends, welcome back to Narc Thriver channel. So today I wanted to talk about what happens when chosen ones, yes, chosen ones, go through their awakening. What happens? If you like my content, please consider liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing to the channel. It all helps. So basically, when you go through an awakening, like I had an awakening, you come back, you may distance yourself, you may isolate. In my case, when I went through the awakening, I had a sociopathic narcissist that was the trigger to my awakening. And when I came back to the UK and I was going through my awakening, I left behind everything and everyone I knew to isolate, to get through the period. For 5 months, I did that. I came back a changed person, not the same as when I had left. A different person altogether. Different spiritually and emotionally. Looking the same, possibly on the outside, but very different internally. So, having come back, even being out and away, I noticed the spirit of people. I was able to discern them more, having gone through the dark night of the soul, which was actually almost soul destroying. You either sink or swim through that experience. Going through that and reading up and learning, gaining more knowledge about myself, my childhood trauma wounds that caused me to be in my own cycle of abuse, of being abused, of attracting narcissistic partners all the while, and avoidance. Learning more about myself, I changed. And I actually noticed that the people around me, that I had around me, family, friends, every one of them were narcissists or narcissistic. And I don't use that word lightly. Yes, you've got assholes out there, but narcissists and narcissistic. And when you realize that you have so many of these people around you that are like that, you then start to question yourself, wondering, why am I so comfortable with these sorts of people, these toxic people around me that I've known all my life, many of them family, childhood friends, people that I've known for a long time, all my life, or, most of it, are narcissists. Not narcissistic, most of them narcissists. And a minority of them narcissistic. And I struggle to think of any that weren't. And it's only since the awakening that I've realised that. I also notice that there are people that are NPCs, non-playing characters, organic portals for entities, people running a script and monitoring spirits. I've seen it. I've seen it. What I thought was normal before, I'm now seeing the behaviour for what it is. Just from the way people message me, from the way they speak to me. Didn't notice it before. But when you look at things through a different light, from self-awareness, from a chosen one sovereignty, you realise that many of these people were riding on your coattails, taking your empathy for weakness. And if you've grown up in an environment where your parents are narcissistic, or narcissists in my case, both were, and my siblings are, it just means that the reason why I've got these narcissistic people around me is because it's familiarity. You know, if you've grown up in a viper's den and that's what you know, then you become resistant to the poison that they're spitting around you. You've grown up in it. You've grown up in toxicity. So you don't know anything different, so to speak. Before your awakening, it's just comfort. It doesn't mean you are them. It just means that it's a familiarity. And I think we're hardwired to go with what's familiar, even if it's no good for us. So that's what I've noticed. Since my awakening, a lot of people around me were not good company to keep. Narcissists mainly, and narcissistic in nature, and I struggle to even think of one person that was good, honestly. So those people have fallen away. I've just energetically discarded and distanced myself from them. Not out of malice or hate, but from eyes that are now truly aware and see things for what they truly are, not through hope and potential, but reality now. Yeah, I see things for reality, for what they are, and not for the hope and potential of what they could be. Situations or people, no. I save the hope and the potential for myself now, not for anyone else. For anyone else, I view them as they truly are. I let them show me who they are and watch, discern their spirit and their patterns of behaviour, and take it for what it is, not for what I hope it could be. No more projections on their behaviour, justifications for their behaviour, bad childhood, tough upbringing, tough circumstances, difficult relationship, bad day. No, not anymore. I just let a person show me who they are. So I've noticed when I was away, 2 family members came to see me, and I knew that they were monitoring spirits, people I've grown up with. They came to see me. One made it out that she was coming to see me, and when I put the boundary up that, yeah, you can come, but it is best that you get your own place, then all of a sudden it went from coming to see me to, oh, the other relatives coming now, and we're going to be staying in this place. We look forward to seeing you. So it was never about coming to see me. It was about coming to see me on their terms, having their own holiday, not about me, and coming to see what it is that I'm doing, because they realised that I'm really happy. I was really happy away, and they wanted to come and see. And what started off with I'm coming, I would like to come and see you, see how you're doing, then turned into the usual them and me dynamic. They returned to the default of moving as a unit and the dynamic of them and me, which is what I'd grown up with. And it didn't actually hurt. I just saw it for what it was. You know, the awakening revealed many things to me, lifted the veil, and the illusion shattered, the matrix revealed for what it is. And that's two family members that I've known my entire life. And realizing that all of a sudden they're showing a concern when they don't usually care. You know, it's monitoring spirit behavior. And I saw them on my terms once when they came, and that was it. And when I got back, they messaged to check if I'd got back, but it felt like monitoring spirit vibes. Some other individuals contacted me, and again, it was monitoring spirit vibes. I got the intuition detector telling me monitoring spirits, you know, NPCs, people, hybrids contacted me, not to see how I genuinely am and connect with me, but just as surveillance for the matrix, basically, surveillance. You'll notice bots, NPCs, because they'll contact you and they'll ask for specific information, whether it be where you are, what you're doing, and they'll, you know, so your location, what you're doing, and whatever else it is that they want to know, and then they'll just drop off the radar. Once they get the information that they require, then they'll just ghost and you won't hear from them again. And if you know what to look for, you'll notice it. But if you're just caught up in the matrix and you don't look out for it, you'll just think it's normal behavior. You won't look at it as anything. You just look at it as someone just sending you a message, hi, how you doing? And then that's it. It just faded out. But it's more than that. But you've got to know what to look for. The other thing I want to talk about that is quite painful is, as a chosen one, what you will find is that when your energy changes, all those toxic energies and those parasitic energies and entities will fall away, and you may feel lonely. Basically, you start to feel lonely and alone. Well, maybe not lonely, but alone. So one thing that they don't really tell you about online or anywhere much is what happens when chosen ones end up distancing from their own children. This is not easy, and it's what I'm going through at the moment. Since I came back from my time away, and I needed that time away. I was gone for almost 5 months, 2 weeks short of 5 months. I've come back to a house where I'm now being made to feel like I'm the outsider in my own home that was once a sanctuary for me, is now feeling like unit dynamics, them and me dynamics that I grew up with, are now being replicated in my home. And there were other things that I noticed with behaviour from my own beloved child. And I still do love her, but I don't look at her with the same eyes that I looked at her with before. I'm looking at her through awakened and awareness now. Awakening and awareness and discernment. And what I've noticed is some simple boundaries that I've put up are not going down very well at all. And where I would have, say, not put up boundaries and maybe contorted myself, bend myself to accommodate, I'm no longer doing that anymore. And I'm not interested in long debates. I'm not interested in trying to justify, argue, defend, explain. No jade. I just walk in my power, basically. And it's not going down very well. And you will notice this, that even your own children that you thought would be with you till the end, that you'd maintain a level of closeness, especially if it's your only child and you're a single parent and you've grown up and you've just had each other, you'll notice that you may very well be the mirror. You may be the one that holds the mirror up to them without arguing. Just your presence will be an uncomfortable mirror, and they will abandon you. And that's what's happening to me at the moment. My one beloved child is abandoning me. But even though I'm feeling a deep soul grief that she's choosing her partner over us, comfort really over reflection, introspection and healthy change and respect of boundaries, I release her with love. I let her go. And although I'm feeling this deep grief, at the same time, I personally feel that I have been prepared beforehand for this. So with the whole situation with the sociopathic narcissist and the dark night of the soul, the abandonment and the narcissistic abuse, that almost broke me. And I feel that having gone through that, the dark night of the soul and the awakening, having to let go of someone that if I didn't let go of them, they would have destroyed me. They were destroying me. And having to let go and move forward, part one, let's call that part one, it's meant that it's prepared the ground for part two of my daughter betraying me and leaving. And it's not because she's leaving that she's betraying me. It's the way that she's going about it. But it's fine. The betrayal, the abandonment, I feel that in many ways it's easier because I've been through part 1 with the narcopath, the dark night of the soul. It would have been a whole lot worse if part 1 had been my own child. That would have been worse. So part 1 being the narcopath and the catalyst to my change and my awakening has prepared the ground for part 2. So they don't really talk about this. No one really talks about this. You know, they talk about chosen ones leaving their family and friends behind, but it seems to be a taboo topic about chosen ones having to energetically distance from their own children that as a mother grew in my womb and I gave birth to. Now having to energetically distance and wish her well. Basically wish her well, knowing that I will not destroy myself and betray myself with breaking all my boundaries to accommodate someone else, whether it's my own child or a lover. No more, never again. So I really hope and wish the best for her, but I'm in another phase of my life now, and I had hoped that she would join me in that phase of a new beginning, that it would be the 3 of us, including her partner, but she's chosen a different route now. And so my path, our paths are diverging away from each other, and that's perfectly fine too. It's meant to be. What's meant to be, well, is meant to be. So I look at it as her leaving is actually the greatest gift that she could give me. The leaving and the betrayal is the greatest gift that she could ever give me. And I don't say that from a place of malice or hate. It's indifference to the betrayal, but nothing but love for her. And so, my friends, if you find yourself going through this same situation, no family, no friends, by yourself, since you're awakening, no, you're not a narcissist. No, you're not toxic. And the people that you held near and dear, once your frequency changes and you vibrate at a higher level, higher dimension, then those people that vibrate in lower dimensions, whether it's your children, friends, family, colleagues, lovers, they'll fall away. And you may feel lonely and you may feel alone. But don't look at it that you're losing people. You're making space for something better. You're making space for your true soul family, the people that will actually resonate with you, starseeds and chosen ones that walk the path. Not everyone is meant to walk the path with you, and that includes your children as well. So if this message reaches anyone and resonates with anyone, then, leave a comment and let me know how it's going for you. I decided to come for a walk today. As I said, I've been in my home and I felt like a complete stranger in my home, being made to feel uncomfortable. The one place that was my sanctuary felt like hell. So now, with my daughter deciding that she's leaving to go and live with her partner in a room in his parents' house, you know, maybe one day she'll realise what she sacrificed. Her own home that she owns with me, to go and live in a room with someone and change the dynamics. Basically, I see it as she's giving her power away. And I hope that it really does work out between the two of them, because if it doesn't, she may find herself to be lonely and alone. And I'll always be available for her to contact me, speak to me. I'll be there to listen, console, but I will not set myself on fire to keep anyone warm. And I need to move forward and continue forging my path ahead of me and fulfill my own destiny. She has her destiny and I have mine. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, and the life of a chosen one and a starseed is not easy. Growing beyond being an empath. I am an empath, but it's not solely what defines me anymore. It's part of who I am. But as a chosen one, I've moved beyond just being an empath. I have a mission to fulfill, and I will fulfill that mission. And it doesn't require company or anyone being with me to fulfill that mission. I have a purpose and I need to fulfill that purpose. And so do you, my friend. So do you. So I'll speak to you soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See ya.